welcome everybody back to another episode of Pork Puck Hockey, where we talk hockey and only hockey. It's your boy, JBACS, back here for yet another great episode. So, I'm going to give a quick shout out to my boys over at Sun Reaver for that sweet intro that you heard playing before the video. If you want to check them out, head on over to their Spotify listed below in this video. We're going to have a short and sweet show today as the All-Star breaks upon us, and the All-Star games start tomorrow with the skills competition, and then the games are on Saturday. So a lot of teams not playing, so not a whole lot of news this week, but first things first, congratulations to Mr. Patrick Kane. He is the true American hockey player now with 1,000 points in his career, and he's the youngest American to do so. So congrats to him, and he's going to have many more points and maybe get the Blackhawks back into the Stanley Cup Finals one of these days. The Panthers, they are very hot right now. We were sort of wondering if they were going to get it going this year or not, and started the season a little slow, but they have seemed to turn things around and finally done well. And they've won 6 straight heading to the All-Star break here. And Mike Hoffman, Sergei Bobrovsky, Noah Chari, and those guys are leading that team. Sasha Barkov also doing some good things down there. He's always been a good player and good leader. So Panthers, keep a lookout for them. They're hot. So All-Star break might slow things down, but once they come back, they're going to get back on track, hopefully, and stay winning. So we'll see what happens with them. Some news, finally, out of the Seattle NHL franchise. Don't get your hopes up. It's not the name. Unfortunately, they said they will hopefully announce the name at the All-Star game this weekend. So check back next week if you want to hear Seattle's hockey team's name. But they have begun the construction phase of the arena. I saw some pictures, pretty cool. If you take a look on the web, you can find them. There are some big old beams just holding up the roof, and apparently this roof is like super heavy, 40 million pounds or something like that. It was absurd. And they have started digging out, and they're going to start building up from the ground up and make the locker rooms and the ice and the seating and the concert venue stuff too, because it's going to be a new place for Seattle happening. So we're getting closer to getting NHL in Seattle, folks, and we'll see what happens there. Anthony Mantha, injury prone. He's going to miss at least another month or more for his rib injury. The Red Wings struggling, lost again last night. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe they're tanking for the first pick at this point, but even then they don't guarantee the first pick due to the fact of the draft lottery. So the Red Wings, they're going to be sellers, I'd assume, here at the trade deadline coming up next month. They got guys like Mantha who they might even trade, but he's a guy they could build a team around. So we shall see. And they brought up Zdeno, and he's actually been playing really well. He had scored 2 goals last night and scored a lot lately, so we'll see. All right, next thing we're going to talk about, I'm sure most of you hockey fans have seen it. If not, there was a video of Duncan Keith and Jonathan Taves. They got in a fight at the Blackhawks pracky the other day. For you not up to hockey lingo, pracky stands for practice. It was a friendly fight, but was it? The Blackhawks, they've been okay as of late, but when you see 2 teammates fighting, it's a little weird. They were smiling after, which is interesting, so I don't know. We'll see if anything comes about that, but who knows? It was a teammate fight. We've seen them happen before at practices, and it's just boys will be boys. So, Nicholas Hague, he had his first career tuck for the Vegas Golden Knights. Little round of applause to him. Pretty interesting to see Vegas. They're still playing well even after the firing of Gallant, and The fans weren't very happy about that, and I'm sure not. As Gallant has done very well for that franchise in their first years, and already got them to a Stanley Cup final. Like, why is he gone? That's the real question. No one really knows. So we'll see if they can continue to win. All right, we're gonna talk about my man Alex Ovechkin. He is on a tear, as I've said in the past. He had back-to-back Hatties this past week. He's closing in on the league leaders in goals. He wants to win another Rocket Richard Trophy, and he wants to win another Stanley Cup. He got hit in the face in the game the other night, and what's he do? Goes out there, just destroys the puck on shots and scores a couple goals. How about that, Alex Ovechkin? We are witnessing a unbelievable player, and he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. He might even break Gretzky's goal record. Who knows? But it's awesome to see this guy who is just one of the league's best goal scorers and ever, and he's playing great hockey for mid-30-year-olds. So I hope to see him play into his 40s and hopefully break Gretzky's goal record. All right, the team of the decade was released, and it was the Chicago Blackhawks. From 2010 to 2019, the Blackhawks won 3 cups and obviously earned the right to be the decade team. And that was mainly in part to Patty Kane, Jonathan Taves, Corey Crawford, Brent Seabrook, guys like that. Duncan Keith even. Very good chemistry there. Their coach was Quenneville at the time, and he did very good. Quenneville actually visited Chicago with the Panthers the other night for the first time, since he hasn't coached for the Blackhawks, and it was pretty cool to see. They gave him a round of applause. So yeah, and before we hit the stats and standings, I'd like to talk about Stahl. Stahl had his 1,000-point ceremony last night in Minnesota. It was a very nice ceremony. I love to see these 1,000-point ceremonies. They're pretty cool. All right, stats and standings. Here we go. We're going to hit you with the stats first. And to start it off, we got the point leader, Connor McDavid, 76. Right behind him, teammate Leon Draisaitl, 75. The goal leader, David Pastrnak, with 37. And right behind him, with 34 apiece, is Alexander Ovechkin and Austin Matthews. Nate McKinnon has climbed his way up into the 30-goal range with 30, so we'll see what happens there. Assists leaders are McDavid and his teammate Draisaitl, 49 and 48 respectively. And then we got Huberdeau and Carlson with 47 assists each. We got some guys playing some great hockey out there. Goaltenders, save percentage, GAA, and shutouts. The GAA leader is Ilya Samsonov with 2.06. The save percentage leader is Tristan Yardy with a 9.29. And the shutout leader is Connor Hellebuyck of the Winnipeg Jets. All right, and still leading the way in the rookie race is Cale Makar with 37 points. The goals is Dominic Kubalik with 21. And Quinn Hughes leads the way in rookie assists with 29. Standings real quick before we say goodbye. Eastern, Washington still leading, 71. Pittsburgh, 67. The Islanders, 63. The Atlantic, Boston, 70. Tampa Bay, 62. And you guessed it, Florida has found their way into the top 3 with 61. The wild card, Columbus, they're another team to keep your eye on. They're at 62 points, Carolina 61, Philadelphia 60, Toronto 57, Buffalo 51 rounds out the top 5. Western, we got St. Louis with 68, Colorado with 62, and Dallas with 58. Pacific, Vancouver has taken over the first spot out there with 58 points, Edmonton with 57, and Calgary with 57. The wild card, Arizona's right in that mix with 57. Vegas also with 57. Winnipeg 54. Chicago 54. And the Wild with 52. So that rounds out all your standings for now. All right, guys. Make sure you check out the All-Star Game this weekend. Again, that's on Friday with the skills competition and Saturday with the actual 3-on-3 tournament. JBACS out. We'll catch you next week.